What's going on, guys? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to another delicious 290 video. Today, or tonight, this morning, however you want to look at it, whatever time you're watching this. It is currently Thursday, which means tonight is the big showdown in between Nick Foles and Tom Brady. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about my beloved team, the team I have rooted for my entire life. And I'll tell you what, it's been rough, but I'm so glad we're finally good again. I mean, you know, we're pretty good when we had Trent Green and Priest Holmes and that really good defense. You know, I wish we could have been really good when we had like Justin Houston and Tom Bahali and Eric Berry and all those players, but and Derek Johnson. But besides the point, we are here to talk about Chiefs Patriots Monday Night Football. Like I told you guys in the last video, I will be covering Chiefs games alone because if you, I feel like I can make enough content because I know the Chiefs better than all the other football teams. You know, like I can talk about more things than like the Bills or something, you know. So Chiefs Patriots, some little things to know if you live under a rock. Cam Newton could not play due to him being diagnosed with a positive COVID test. So he was inactive for our game, and for the Broncos game at earliest he'll be able to come back after the Patriots come off their bye week. Stephon Gilmore was just announced today or yesterday, recording this on Thursday morning at 12:21, that he tested positive for COVID, and he will not play for the Broncos game and the bye week. He will not. I think he will be good to go after the bye week. Just kind of depends on how long the symptoms last. So, I think they'll probably test the rest of the team to see if there's any more positives and whatnot. But right now, the Patriots we're already kind of spread thin, team-wise, right? They just got James White back. You know, I think they started it was the rookie J.J. Taylor last week. Had a pretty good game. Sony Michel, Rex Burkhead, and I think they combined for over 100 yards. Defense was kind of so-so. You know, obviously it's not going to be the defense it was last year because they're missing some of their key players. They still have the McCourty twins. They still have promising rookie Kyle Duggar. He looks pretty good so far. I think he'll be a pretty good guy, pretty good safety that can cover tight ends and running backs. You know, he kind of seems like a linebacker almost, playing safety. But Patriots still have a pretty good defense. And we saw that on display. And as long as Bill Belichick is the coach of this team, he doesn't need, you know, big players on his offense. You know, he's a really good defensive-minded coach. Who knows the rules inside out and uses the kind of twists the rules to his advantage when it comes to offense, right? We all know him for his creativity on, you know, the rules and stuff when it comes to offense. So, Bill Belichick obviously still showing why he's a great head coach. Monday night. Uh, the Patriots defense played really well, right? Uh, I expected that, honestly. Even if they didn't have, even if they wouldn't have had Stephon Gilmore, I still would expect them to play really well against the Broncos. I wish, I mean, obviously I wouldn't wish that Stephon Gilmore would be out, but I kind of would like to see how they'd play without him against like the Bills or something. I wish that they weren't going up against the Broncos this weekend. I wish they were going up against a little bit of a better team. So with that being said, yeah, the Patriots defense is really good. The offense is where they really struggled, and the penalties, right? Now, you can say that there were a lot of blown calls and a lot of dumb calls in that game, and I would have understood that if the Patriots didn't seem like after a while they just shot themselves in the foot time and time again. If it was a one-score game down to the wire, then yeah, alright, you can point the finger at the refs for not calling that fumble on Patrick Mahomes. Okay? But another thing is, right, it's like what I said for Rams fans. This also applies for Patriots fans. You can't be upset that calls don't go your way. It has happened to every team. Every team. I honestly can't think of a game for us where we've just, like, it seemed like a lot of the times we got kind of fucked up by the rules when we played against the Patriots. I feel like that's like that for every team. I'm pretty sure you'd ask a fan of any team, right? Like, if you ask anyone that's a fan of a football team other than the Patriots, when they played the Patriots, it has seemed like they have at some point have been fucked up by the refs, right? Now people are saying now that's the Chiefs because we have Patrick Mahomes, the poster boy, the NFL, whatever. But it's not just the Patriots, right? It seems like every team always gets fucked up by some sort of call in every game, right? So the Saints swear up and down that the league just hates them and whatnot. And yeah, they did get messed up by some calls before, but now I think it's gotten a little bit better where it's not like completely on the refs anymore. The Lions last year, I felt like, or when any team played the Packers last year, it felt like that. So there's always gonna be some sort of game that gets messed up by some sort of call, and one team's gonna complain, right? And I'm also at fault for that. The AFC Championship game in 2018, there were a lot of dumb calls there, right? I understand if Patriots fans are going to be upset about this one for a little bit. Okay, I think they're like 2-3. That doesn't add up. They might be 2-2 because they lost against Seahawks and they lost against us, but they won against the Raiders. Yeah, 2-2. My bad. Can't do math. And they're second in their division. But hey, like, right now, the way you guys are playing, you'll get into the wild card, one of the spots. If the Bills are playing really well, right? I think that this is their division now. They're just kind of feels like they might run away with it. Who knows? They have a lot of momentum going into this week. I'm pretty sure they don't even play. I don't know if they play that good of a team this week. I'm not sure. Let's check up while I'm doing that. Some good news that came out. All the Chiefs test for Corona came back negative. So we'll see how the week goes. Hopefully it stays like that. I know everyone's freaking out because Stephon Gilmore was shown hugging Patrick Mahomes after the game or whatever. And mad props to Patrick Mahomes, who's legit sleeping in a separate bed than Brittany Brittany Matthews because he doesn't want to risk her health or their future kids' health. So that's just what a great guy. Yeah, Bills Titans. Okay, I guess they do play a pretty good team. Yeah, the battle of unbeaten first place teams. That's what the NFL said about that one. Yeah, this. So I mean, I kind of take back what I said. The Titans, the Bills play a pretty good team, but either way, like they've showed that they could stay in. At week 6, they play us. On Thursday Night Football. I think that might be the fucking first time. The first time they've actually had a good Thursday Night Football game. So I'm gonna have to listen to Joe Buck and his Kansas City hatred come out. That's always fun. Anyway, back to the game. So some takeaways from this. If I'll try to look at it, I'll go to the Patriots side, and then switch over to the Chiefs. For the Patriots, still, I think a top 10 defense in this league. Even without some of your players like Dante Hightower and all those guys. Then you lost Kyle Van Noy, free agency, Patrick Chung. Still a pretty good team. I don't know if you win with even if you have Cam, because it seems like Bill Belichick kind of has the same thing kind of going. I mean, he sprinkled in a little bit of what John Harbaugh likes to do with Lamar Jackson, and we all know how that game went for them. So, Jarrett Stidham, I think, still needs a little bit of work. I don't know if he's going to be the franchise savior everyone in New England and the Boston area want, right? It just doesn't seem like there's nothing that he's really done that's been, promising, right? This year the draft is pretty set quarterback, right? You can get some pretty good quarterbacks in the later rounds, so who knows? Maybe the Patriots will look for a quarterback this year. I thought they would have last year, but this year, who knows? They might turn around someone like Sam Ellinger, right? They might go after someone like Jamie Newman. Who knows, right? So I can't remember if this is KJ Costello's last year either or not. But some exciting stuff. And maybe to look for. I feel like this is more of a future team, right? They lost Tom Brady, but they're still built for the future, is what it seems like. They extended Stephon Gilmore over the offseason. They drafted, I think, like all defense except the tight end, if I'm not mistaken. So who knows? Chiefs. Defense is really good, even without Chris Jones. Never thought I'd say that, but Frank Clark played pretty well. And our corners are actually kind of played pretty well. Tyrann Mathieu has like a sixth sense for where the ball is going to be at. Always seems like penalties seem kind of to be our killer. Trying to think. Juan Thornhill had a pretty good game, but one promising player on the defense, and I think that we should watch for coming in this week. I know Bashaud Breeland is coming back against the Raiders, but kind of depends on how much they play him with Charvarius Ward's injury. Sorry, my mic turned off. One guy I think they should watch. We should watch. Rashad Fenton has really made a big leap from first year to second year. He played really well Monday night. So I think he's a pretty good. I think Refuge should hit a pretty good player here. When he came out his rookie year, right, I tried to watch some film on him, and it coming out of South Carolina, there's not a lot of film on him. I think I only saw a couple of videos of him, and he looked like, I mean, playing against kind of the lower teams that seems like the Gamecocks play against, right? There was nothing that was like, well, how's this going to translate to, guarding NFL caliber wide receivers? But he's really stepped up this year. He played pretty well last year. Obviously, there was some things that he needed to work on. It seems like he kind of flashed against the Patriots. So hopefully, that doesn't go away anytime soon, and hopefully he can get a little bit better. I obviously thought that he would. I didn't think he'd be playing a lot this year with L'Jarius Sneed being drafted, and he looked really well in his rookie debut, and he just has a knack for the football, right? He has like a sixth sense, kind of like Tyrann Mathieu, he has a sense of where the football is going to be at. And Juan Thornhill, ball hawk. I'm so glad he's looking pretty good. He's I know they say a lot of players, say they feel really good, they feel better than before after like an ACL or something big like that, but Juan Thornhill actually looked pretty good coming off that ACL injury, and I feel like here's my little take. It's not a hot take, it's just a little take. Taco Charlton's going to be this year's Emmanuel Ogbah. And if you guys don't remember exactly what Emmanuel Ogbah did last year, he was really good before he got injured. I think he had like 5 sacks over like 4 games. He played pretty well. And then obviously he's now with the Dolphins. He collected his Super Bowl ring and off he went. But he played pretty well last year. Let's see if I can find his stats right here. He had 5.5 sacks. And I believe he went out. I believe he went out on the middle of the year. If I'm not mistaken, I think he went out the Titans game. Don't quote me on that. But I want to say he went out the Titans game. Let's see, Kansas City. He played 10 games. 10 games. So yeah, I think it was about around where the Titans. So he had like a sack for every other week. That's not bad, right? Taco Charlton looked pretty good. On to the offense. I feel like we need to use Mecole a little bit more. And now, after like these past couple weeks, I feel like we're actually doing that. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, we need to block for him. And Gabe said that it seemed like he was running scared. I don't think he was running scared. It's hard for him to get a hole to go through, right? I don't know what was happening with the offensive line. They're really good at pass blocking. Well, most of the time. And sometimes it's because Patrick Mahomes' is mobility and can escape the pocket pretty well. But run blocking, right? Something's got to give. it seemed like toss plays were our bread and butter when it came to the running game. And if it's gonna take toss plays, then I guess we're just gonna be tossing it up. But tosses and screens might have to be what Clyde gets this year. Offensive line, until offensive line can do a little bit better in run protecting. Travis Kelce had a really good game, his birthday game. I think he had 145 yards. Almost had a touchdown. Played pretty well. Tyreek Hill almost had 2 touchdowns. Pretty sure. I think he had 1 touchdown on the jet sweep, whole thing, like the reverse. And he almost had another one with Patrick threw it up in like triple coverage and put it right on the money to Tyreek. It looked like he was about to catch it, but obviously didn't. At the beginning, it kind of seemed like our offense would stall out around midfield, and it didn't seem like the play calls from last week, all the creative stuff. I feel like we should have used them more for this game, right, than last game. But Andy Reid is the offensive guru and the offensive mastermind, and I will not question him. I'm just saying, I felt like later in the game we could use a creative play, but still a pretty good game. Was pretty proud of the outcome, and hopefully this next week against the Raiders it'll go a little bit better. Hoping I can watch that game and bring you guys some of this content. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I can't wait to watch the Raiders game, and I can't wait to give you guys my thoughts and opinions. Hopefully it's a good thoughts and opinions. Oh, and Chiefs are 4-0 for 4 consecutive seasons, so that's also pretty good. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in another one, and peace.
Yeah. I'll be here for the night, don't have to think twice. I'll be oh so nice, I have to think twice. I'll be here for the night, don't have to think twice. I'll be oh so nice, I have to think twice. Yeah. I'll be here for the night. Travel far, moving with the seasons, go to Panama, then on to Ibiza. Didn't take that long, had no time for weeping, fingernails like claws on my clothes you keeping. You'll store your bag, think it had a reason, can't remember shit, but I got a feeling. Play you all my songs on a blown out speaker, did we work it up? Can't remember either. Running in circles, not feeling okay. Act like imposters, we playing all day. Last night we talked all about holidays. One day we'll get all this thing, get away. For the night, don't have to think twice. I'll be oh so nice, I have to think twice. I'll be here for the night, don't have to think twice.